are now live. We have been talking backstage for a little bit now, trying to wait on Drew, but I guess he couldn't make it in time. I am stealth camping. There he is.
There he is.
We said we were starting because we were like 10 minutes late now.
Yeah.
I'm technically not stealth camping, but I'm stealth camping in a parking lot right now because I have no power. So we have Mike with us here, point that way, Drew down there, and our special guest right here, Sam from Northwest Wind.
Am I special though? As I was saying a minute ago, I've been here like 4 or 5 times. Am I really special anymore?
You're very special.
Recurring.
Absolutely.
Recurring.
Absolutely.
You're very special. So we had Sam on here because he's a good friend of the channel, a good friend of mine in particular as well. He's always giving us freaking content and shout outs and stuff like that. And I am super thankful for that. So I kind of want to return the favor and give him a whole episode dedicated to him.
Cool. That's fine.
Did you see last night's commercial?
I did. I did. The whole spam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great. I loved it, man.
It was.
You know, that's funny. I just had spam the other day, and I thought of you. I was like, oh, yeah. Damn.
It has a bad rap, like a lot of things, but I feel like a lot of things have a bad rap for a reason, whereas spam, most people just hate on it and have never actually tried it. Like sushi. I've never had sushi, and I really don't like the thought of it. But I'm sure if I had a couple of the right things, it'd probably be pretty good.
100%, yes.
Sushi's good.
Yeah.
100%.
Coming from the guy that we spam all weekend, you got to try sushi. Just
when I see it, but I'm not. It's the same thing. Like I feel like I'm not gonna like it, and like the idea of it is like no bueno. But I'm sure you give me some bok choy or something, it's really good. I'm sure.
I like it.
No, my grandmother used to actually make spam and grilled cheese sandwiches.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Spam and eggs. Delicious.
Yeah, spam and egg, yes.
Spam and eggs. Oh, yeah.
We do that on our fly fishing trips because we just pack the jet boil in one of our packs in a mini pan. Obviously, you've seen my videos, and just make spam. We call them hocks, or just like the steaks, and then fry them up real quick. Some King's Hawaiian buns with a little bit of brown spicy mustard. It's like,
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Sam, before we get rolling in here, there might be some people in the chat. You should introduce yourself a little bit more. What do you do? You should tell us a little bit about, because there might be some people who don't know you. I mean, which would be surprising because you're like big time. But
I'm not
tell us about who you are a little bit. Just a little short
you're big
synopsis.
time, bro.
I just eat spam. That's really about it. No.
Sausage and pepper.
Yeah, thank you for the warm and convivial introductions. Sam with my channel is the Northwest Wind. I'm a stealth camper, outdoors, idiot, man, angler. I guess I'm kind of EDC, maybe not in the same roundabout way that all of you would kind of be, but I definitely remember last time I was on, we did my version of EDC, or at least like my go-to. Yep. So I would say no, just in a roundabout, serious way. I'm just kind of like an outdoorsman, and all that entails put my own spin on things, and not big time. The channel's growing, which is super awesome. Super awesome. We just hit 15,000 subs, so I'm sure some people are here. Yeah, thank you. I'm sure some people here are there, and if you're not, I can only ask that you give me a shot. And if I'm not for you, which is the case with a lot of people, maybe just like sushi. If you don't like sushi, or you don't like me, at least you can say you tried.
I will say, I was watching you yesterday, and my wife was in the car with me because, if not, like, look at my shirt. Like, this is disgusting. I'm just sweating profusely from being in my house for like a little bit. We were sitting in the car, and I had you playing in the background, and my wife was like, "Who is this guy, and why is he so annoying?" And I was like, "Dang,
it's
savage."
All good. It's all good.
Like, no, she was joking though. She's like, no, I'm just messing. But you definitely have your own personality, and that's what I like so much about the channel.
Thank you. Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree.
Appreciate it big time. I don't try to be something that I'm not. I don't try to put it on. I mean, Luke, you and I have talked a lot since we became friends, pushing almost a year too. But there's really no separation between me and a text message or backstage here or on camera. I'll be a little more polished on interviews and stuff like this. I've done, a handful, but when I hit record, I only really turn it on just like it's like a little bit of salt on the casserole. There's really no it's not like flipping a switch. It's like just all right. Here's what we're doing. There's really no magic to it. I do what I do.
I'm 100% sure Steve Wallace had fun camping with you.
I was just gonna bring that one up too.
He's actually in the States right now on like a month-long voyage doing thises and that's. So I was always kind of like apprehensive to because him and I, we're not like friends. Don't even pretend like I'm trying to say that, but we've chatted a handful of times, including when I got permission 3 or 4 different times. Luke, you knew what I was planning to do. One of the people I ran the idea by, but he gave me his blessing and his grace. And I asked him are you sure? And I gave him some of the skit ideas and plans I had. And, he's looking forward to watching it. People have done way weirder stuff. Sam go, whatever floats your boat, blah, blah, blah. So, but I was saying though, that he is in the States and I did shoot my shot to see if he wanted to make it up to Cleveland. So I'm not teasing anything because there's nothing planned, but I'm still left unread. So we'll see if he wants to head to Cleveland for a day or something. I told him
that'd be awesome.
That would be cool to see.
I want to help the channel grow, so he's got to come over here and I can get him 280 new subscribers or something like that.
Just 280, bro.
I think he's at 1.5 million now or something like that.
Oh, that's insane, bro.
Awesome. Seeing my video, it's been 24 hours now, probably 1,200 views or so, which is good, I think. But he uploads the same time about yesterday, I think 7 o'clock or so. And when I looked this afternoon, and bookmarked it to watch this evening, 240-some-thousand views.
God, wow.
Yeah, I want to be on that level one day.
Something to shoot for.
We're 170 people away from 2K subs.
Nice. So,
and
for not having you guys have content, but it's not I think of my channel and it's something I had to learn over time. I call it YouTube school, and I'm always trying to educate myself, and I've been slacking the past month or two, but always trying to figure out ways to improve the content. But I consider episodic TV. You'd watch Seinfeld or Home Improvement every Tuesday at 7. Every Thursday at 6 o'clock you've got Sam. But so my point is we're not having consistency or whatever. The fact that your channel we were talking a little bit about is still growing. I mean, if you're doing something right, don't change it, but also try to tweak it to improve it even more. But it's yes, that's good to hear.
Yeah, Hosanna, I'm chilling in the car. I've still got no power. It's been almost a week now. Supposed to have it back today, but then they moved it to tomorrow, so we'll see. Let me say hi to a few people because I've kind of just jumped right into everything. Enter the Fin, Kathleen Smith, Jim Miller, Neil McKenzie. Let's see. Tater Dom, Sean Bethel, My Journey EDC. Neil McKenzie, pork roll is 100%. I can't even talk. Pork roll is 100 times better than Spam. Interesting. Betty Davis, Pocket Theory. Let's see. Hosanna. All right. I think that's everyone. We were kind of late today, so I apologize. Drew was over there eating something spicy or hot. I can't tell.
It's tea, and it's very, 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 very hot. And
I saw you.
Yeah.
What cup are you using there? Look pretty nice. That's cool.
Is that the new ones?
Nah, these are the old ones.
Oh, okay.
He gave himself a thumbs down. We give you a thumbs up.
I would definitely rep a CDC mug. Get that sprinkle mug out before before things change. Get that going tonight.
I like what he's talking there.
Yeah.
Oh, you can ask Luke. If Luke had a list of all the ideas I had, given him over the last 8, 9, 10 months, good or bad, uncategorized, you'd have a list of things to look through.
Look like a shopping list from.
I am waiting to get up with Sam so that I can get it back from Sam, but it will go out soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Speaking of showing off things, we should pocket check Sam. I'm curious to see what's in his pocket.
Ooh.
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
let's pocket check him, and then after we pocket check him, we'll get into the story time.
He's
Yeah.
actually not wearing pants or underwear.
I was afraid to ask that. Yeah.
That's why he hasn't stood up.
So unfortunately, you're half correct. That's why Jessica made me dinner, and I was taking a quick shower, and I was gonna sit in my boxers because I'm like really, really hot as well, and I'm like in case I get up or need to move my laptop. So I threw on sweatpants, and literally the only thing I had in my pocket was this Olight O-bulb that I saw sitting on my charging station. Like I wanted to show Luke because he's been telling me to buy this for like 6 months, and I finally got it. Used it the last few videos, and it's great. But I got sweatpants on with literally nothing in my pockets except this was in my pocket a minute ago.
Okay.
Fair.
Before you took a shower, what did you have in your pocket? You can tell us. You don't have to show us.
I have this little coin inscribed from Jessica she gave me, and then this little like, it's like a little heart she gave me. I don't even know what it's made of. It's some kind of like stone. So I always have those in my pockets. And then my phone, and I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I have a really bad sore throat, so some lozenges. If you couldn't tell, I was sucking on those. A few minutes.
Okay.
I'm like Drew. I had a nice cup of tea this morning. I think that was probably about it.
I expected more. Like,
what's that?
you're always outdoors. No chapstick. No like
Ooh,
knife or.
sucks.
I've got chapstick in like I got one in my car, one in my Viperade EDC CDC pouch. I've got one in my boat box. I got chapstick everywhere, including literally right in front of me in my drawer here on my desk.
Sam is new to the EDC game, and he doesn't realize that everything he has is EDC, and he's like, I don't know what you mean.
Let me go grab my Viperade pouch, and I'll show you everything that's
Yeah, we want to see that. I want to see that.
It's right over here.
See, he doesn't know that he carries EDC stuff without realizing. I mean, that's what's cool about EDC and different people, in my opinion. Like, we know we're EDC guys. We know we're carrying something, because we want to. But like, he's like this outdoorsy guy. I'm gonna call him maybe a bushcrafter. He doesn't even realize it, but he's an EDC guy.
Well, we got our Chicago.
Yeah.
And we got our Concept. So
That's what you got your spam with, right?
Yeah, well, I used the Chicago for the spam. There's still some spam residue on there. Actually, I got to clean that.
I love it.
I probably should have used the Concept. Though. I absolutely. Everyone I've showed this thing to, like, you should see the looks on their faces. It's bad. I got some toilet paper in here for activities. And I've got it pretty laid out for my camping and stealth camping mission. So, I've got a little toothpaste.
A must-have.
Some extra fire starter and waterproof matches. We got pain medicine, sleeping pills, 2 laxatives for tough times, and allergy medicine for out in the bush. So that's
I'm
coming.
glad you got the toilet paper then too.
Yeah.
Got the mini Bic. Since you guys were talking about your chapstick, the coconut chapstick or cocoa butter, so I could be. Got my nail clippers.
Hey, those are important. I don't see those enough in EDC, but they're very important.
You gotta have them.
Super helpful, especially if you get like a hangnail or if you.
Yep.
And then some gauze and alcohol pads and Band-Aids and all that, like a whole stack of that crap. And then I got the good thing about the O-bulb is that it's rechargeable, obviously, as you guys know. So I don't have to carry batteries for anything anymore except for my headlamp. So I've got a few AAAs and AA's in there just for my headlamp. And then I have a little battery operated crappy lantern that chews through AA's, but it's nice just to have to hang. But I think I'm going to replace that with another O-bulb. So literally I'll only need batteries for the headlamp. And then once this headlamp dies, I'm going to buy a USB rechargeable heavy duty lumen one because I want to get away from carrying batteries. They're just such a pain. You can't recycle them.
Bro, the
You read my
Phoenix is amazing at headlamps. Mine's in the house because I've been using it, but the Phoenix makes a great one that is USB-C rechargeable, and it's fantastic for headlamps.
That was going to be my question. You're a battery guy, but you're out in the bush, so carrying stuff with batteries is tough. You got to bring extra ones.
Yeah, and it's heavy and it takes up room, and especially when I was packing this kit, just and I absolutely having the batteries in there just takes up a lot of like the horizontal space. Like it's I could smush it even more, but the batteries are what's like stopping it from going smaller. Everything else, I can't really pack it any better way. But the Olight was a revelation into an 8-hour bulb that charges on a little dock, and I carry a battery bank with me, and it's good for like I've charged my phone 4 full times in it and haven't used 25% of it. So being able to just charge on the go, batteries are. I don't want to get a new headlamp just for the sake of it. So once my headlamp dies, I'm going to phase out the batteries.
See, and you carry a cable around. I've got this. This is a lanyard, but it's also a phone charger.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
USB-C.
Cords are another problem I run into as well, because when you buy cords and keep them like wrapped or folded to keep them stuffed away, because I'm not just going to pack a cord every time I go camp. Eventually, like if you keep them folded, they start to break at the ends, and if cords get wet or you don't, like my new phone, I got a new phone last week and it's USB-C, so instead of the Lightning, and then my USB speaker is micro USB, and then I had 3 different cords, and now luckily I'm only using the USB-C. But then that's one thing that kind of miffed me about the Olight, even though I love the rechargeability, is that I have to bring that charger cord to charge it. But I think if I grab 2 of these, I'm going to probably grab 2 more. I'll always have at least one, which will be enough to do what I do. And I'll probably bring it anyway, because if I buy 2 more, I'll have 2 more cords. But I'm trying to really cut down on the amount of crap, because then you keep track of all that and have a list of like when you're going out and packing this and that. You forget something.
And don't they come with the magnetic little medallions that are like bases essentially still?
Yeah, they do. What's nice is I was going to mount it on my tripod. I also just upgraded my tripod too, and it's been like the biggest since I camped with Tony Random Adventures. He had like a full size. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, the little circle charger base it sits on. But I upgraded my tripod, and it's got the that's it. The tripod has metal screws in it in several spots, which is super nice. So I can literally just finagle this right to one of the screws, high or lower on the side, and then just reposition the camera. And like I said, I think it took my video lighting at night from like a 1 out of 10 to like a 10 out of 10. When I was with Tony filming our videos together, he let me use it for mine and for his. And as we were like watching back footage and like setting up shots, I'm like, I honestly feel like an idiot, because I could have had such better quality, but it kind of would have taken away from some of the novelty, like that night in the woods and like on the golf course and a couple of my other,
Well, see, like with the dumpster one, at least you can just put it on the red and just stick it to the inside of the dumpster.
Yeah. So when I was in the train car 3 weeks ago, was the first night I used it, and it was a scrap gondola, and so there was just all this micro metallic schmutz in there. So no matter where I put it, this thing, it just was like a rusty bucket of crap. Millions and billions of tiny pieces of iron and metal and magnetic whatever. And it actually ruined the grip on the medallion that came with it, the magnet medallion, because stuff was sticking to that too. So when I got home, I had to clean it off. I got to somehow re-stick that so I can set it like on the boat or something to actually use it, because it's a nice magnet.
Nice.
Yes, you're a screaming child. He's just mad that he's getting out of the bathroom.
Oh no, I don't hear nothing.
Drew, what did you hold up there? I saw you were holding up a flashlight. What was that one?
Oh, the Parent Mini.
Ah, I like that. Okay, yeah.
So it's got a clip, but it's
a double clip,
90 degree, and then it comes with a. You can get it with a band, like a headband, or you can get. I think you can get a patch for it. so that it'll patch to your hat if you've got like a loop front hat. So you do it that way.
I've always looked at those hats, but none of them ever like fit me.
Yeah.
Me.
Yeah.
Like there's none of my style.
Or they just look cheap.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
there's
they
not
look-
a trucker hat that looks cool.
yeah. Yeah. I wear a hat a lot of time. If it's backwards, it's like a trucker hat. I like what like Luke and Sam are wearing, like just a traditional like baseball style.
Yes. Yeah.
The sweat rings, like
You're gonna have to get a new one.
What's it called?
this is a new one.
Literally in the laundry room. Hat holder something. It's basically like a cage for your hat, so you can throw it in the wash machine.
Oh, I used to use those all the time.
Yeah.
People use them in the dishwasher too, and they say that
Yeah.
works.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
Well,
You want to show off the thing that I have up, or can you even see it, Luke?
I see
I
it.
see it all.
So there we go.
Ooh, the scales.
That's the new scale style, the main one that we're going with. I'm
I love
freaking pumped.
Are we gonna
Those
do
look
a Northwest?
so
one?
good.
We can definitely do a Northwest Wind scale versus doing a knife if you want to do it that way.
Because then if somebody orders, we'll have to talk about it some other time. But I was thinking if we could do scales, and then if they order the knife, you just swap the scales, and then you guys could always resell the scales you swapped to the Northwest Winds for.
Well, they can basically what'll happen is we can always discuss it more backstage, but how we did it before was we sold the scale and the bead, and it's super easy to swap out. Sam did a video. Mike did a video on it, and do what?
I did when I said.
Yeah. Mike did a video on the scale swap, and it was like a minute-long video. I mean, it's literally minutes to do it, and it's super easy with the Hansen, and it'll fit the Hansen Tonto, the Hansen drop, not drop point, but straight back. I mean, we could even do it with that one, the Chicago. When we do another run of Chicago's. There's so many options, dude. So many options.
Anybody know what knife those scales are for?
I do.
The prototypes came yesterday. So I'm just
Nice.
waiting for the scales because the scales shipped.
Are
you
we
actually
allowed
gonna
to
put the
talk
scales
about them?
on for
Because
me?
this is like a new.
It is a new. I think I've mentioned it.
I don't know. I don't think you've mentioned it on a live.
Really?
I don't think so.
Huh.
I don't think nobody knows of this brand.
There's another
Come on.
angle. I want to say I've mentioned it. Maybe not on a live, but there's a couple people that definitely.
Talk about it. I don't care.
Yeah, let's see what people think. Yeah.
Which one is that?
The Trevisa Colombo.
I've never heard of that one. Huh.
They're a fairly
Yeah,
new.
That's a new.
Is it for pre-order? Or you guys haven't put it up yet?
We haven't put it up yet.
This is the first anybody has seen of this.
Oh, really? What's the price point on that going to be? Am I allowed to ask that, or is that a?
Yep.
60, 70, somewhere in there.
Well, consider me having signed up ahead of time.
How was that Fuller? That Fuller, I've never used this one,
No.
but Fuller looks good. It gives like an old nostalgic vibe to it. Yeah, that look easy.
Oh yeah, it is. Stupid easy.
Kind of a traditional look to a
Yeah.
modern knife.
Yes.
Or sharp, not like blade sharp, but just like it's a sharp looking knife.
Yeah.
And dude, I
The-
mean, like, drop shot.
The
that on
cutout
brand?
on the blade reminds me a lot of the way Bureau does their stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it is ambi. It is a nested liner lock.
Ooh, I like that. That's good for you, Sam, when you're out in the woods. You don't get gunk and tree branches, and maybe not tree branches, but you know what I mean, shoved in beside there. That's
Hey.
one thing I got against like liner locks, and I like frame locks for that reason. I don't even have a liner lock in front of me, but you get stuff in there. A nested one is nice for that reason.
I have tree limbs that hang over my driveway from the property next to me, and then I'll just pull out my Hansen and just start, hitting them until they fall. Get out of my way!
Every morning, here's Luke. Cha, get out of my way.
Ah!
Another idea.
He nails his A pillar.
I've done it. I've sent the picture.
Crispy donut axe or mini hatchet.
Ooh.
Well, we actually have something right up your alley coming soon.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I would want to use. All my ideas are things that I want to use and to have. I could go buy it from
What'd you
someone
say,
else. I'd rather just buy it from you.
Said it'll work with packaging and your angler stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Packaging and angler stuff. What, like a tape dispenser?
No. That would be pretty sweet though, because I'm sick and tired of buying the 6-pack of freaking what is it, Scotch heavy duty packing tape rolls.
Are we talking about the same thing, Drew?
I think so. Does it?
You'll have to tell me off camera or
Does it sound like this?
No,
Drew,
it
we
doesn't
can't
make
see
any
you.
sound.
Oh, it doesn't make any sense. Oh. Then no, we're not talking about the same thing.
You're thinking of the flashlight.
No, I'm not thinking of the flashlight.
What are you talking about, bro?
It'll work with packages.
Oh,
Oh.
oh.
That would be sick. I should have said it. Should have said it. Oh, well.
I feel like
It's-
what you're
you said
showing
that,
and telling
Please.
just for them.
I was like, oh, he's talking about the flashlight. Duh.
No, so our flashlight is almost done. The prototypes are being shipped to us right now. And then we have that, what Drew just kind of peaked a little bit in the works. And I'm not going to give anything away other than it's going to be made for camping. And it does not open or close.
Oh. Yes.
a machete. I'm not saying nothing, but I'm telling you, all I'm saying is I don't want to spoil it or guess, but if you made a CDC machete with like a 2-foot blade or like a mini axe hatchet, like a handheld, or a full axe for splitting wood, consider me the influence of your dreams.
It'll happen one day, bro. It'll happen one day. But we've put it this way: we have got the in with a very, very good OEM that makes this particular thing very well, and we are very excited. I've just got to finish the artwork for it, and then once we finish the artwork, it'll get done into protos, and then it'll probably be announced in September when the other Sam, our Sam, makes his camp truck build. So,
well, I should announce too then to the 11 people that are here that I'm actually going to be building out my bed too. I think starting in August.
Oh, sweet.
Yes,
that's
definitely
awesome.
looking forward to doing that. I think it'll be a nice series of YouTube videos as well.
Yeah.
Well, Sam hit us up and he's like, "Hey, do you want to sponsor the build?" So we're sponsoring his build for him, and I want to see that happen. I'm very excited for him.
You know what? You could sponsor mine too. Just get a donut sprinkle like a top quilt blanket, and I'll put it on my cot or whatever bed apparatus I'm gonna have.
Drew just texted me. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm just gonna say it. I'm talking about a camp knife, a kitchen camp knife.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Inspired by watching me cut myself in the U-Haul. That's the reason why I have this knife in my hand and this whole partnership started is because you watched me slice my finger with a Timu knife when I was making
Yes, that is exactly right.
in the
I was
U.
like, bro, I don't want a shout out. I don't want anything from you.
Like,
I just want you to have a better knife than
And
that.
I said no. I'm like, I can't let you send me. What is this one? About 160 or something? I can't let you send me an expensive knife like that. And look at how the tables have turned. The sausage code has been used a bunch of times. You got pre-orders from me. My fiance's got one. Or you know, times make the man, not the other way around.
Eric Sprout says it's a donut throwing star. No,
I
not yet.
saw that too.
Not yet. Is it Leah? Sam, I got a knife. Where's my knife?
Leia, she's a subscriber of my channel too.
Okay, very cool. So she probably came over here because you're on here then.
I posted on my YouTube studio. I apologize. I posted it like as I was
Fine.
we were going live. I should have posted it last night or today, but I completely forgot. Usually I'm
No,
better.
you're fine. You're fine. I mean, we're pretty much almost to the story time. I do want to pocket check Mike and Drew before we get to story time, though, because I'm pretty excited about the story.
I am too. Drew, you want to go first?
Well, I'm wearing basketball shorts. I'm carrying the V-Body modified drop point Ridgeback, and then I went and grabbed the Columba. That's it.
That's
I
it.
guess play the Perrin Mini because I went and grabbed it, but phone and vape. That's it.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I can pull out the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 fixed blades in front of me if you really want me to.
Hi, Jennifer. She's a very loyal subscriber. One of the every time I post a video weekly, you can count on seeing her name. So
That's
Hi,
awesome, man.
Mhm.
That is really awesome.
Well,
What you got,
my
Mike?
EDC, I guess, is a little more than Drew's. I got my iPhone, which finally switched the iPhone because I ate my own words. I said, how long ago? I said, when iPhone comes out with the USB-C, I will get one. And I ate my own words, so now I'm an iPhone user.
thank
And
you.
Drew and Luke can stop giving me crap for being the green guy in the chat.
The green guy.
The green guy. I got my
My wife
Namoki
pulled
mod
up.
watch in black, diver's watch, which I've been swimming a lot with this thing with a Dango NATO strap.
Nice.
Got my Dango wallet. I'm a very minimal person, so there's not much there. A couple credit cards, and that's about it. My chapstick, because can't go without chapstick. I got my, I don't know, I've just been loving this, the Urban EDC F5.5.
Nice.
And then, of course, the premium Hansen, because it's beautiful.
I gotta get one of those.
So good.
Sorry, my wife pulled up. She's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I'm live."
Why with that annoying guy? Why is he so annoying?
Now she's like, "I guess I'll go home." I'm like, what are you gonna do? Sit in your car? No. Well, I've got the premium Hansen that will be changed to different not sprinkles, but milled lines. Let's see. I've been carrying the
Driver
Cloud Defensive. I was gonna say it just to mess with you, but I didn't. The Cloud Defensive. I've got my little bin right next to me because I went inside and got a shower after work. I've got my power bank.
A must have.
Yes, this is a great one too because it just smacks on, and it's got I've got both of them. I've got the one Drew has in my bin, and I've got this one because this one you can actually use it as a stand. So it's pretty cool. I guess I could actually do that right now. I don't know how it'll work because it's charging on the thing right now.
You gonna eat all your tots?
Hey, there we go. There we go.
That's better.
Much better. So
Dude, that
what else do I have?
Roof is absolutely horrible.
Do what?
The lack of patches is disturbing.
Bro, I've got
It's not like-
I've got this patch from Carry the Skull and us because I love what Carry the Skull represents. I have this one right here. And then I've got my daughter's picture up here. as
Oh, I
well.
thought it was a
She
patch.
baby.
Maybe
No,
collab on a patch, Northwest Wind patch.
we got to,
Ooh.
man. Let's do it.
Yeah.
I've got my
I'm texting you right now. Where it's done. Consider it done.
Sealed the deal.
and I've also got my mini Bic
Mm.
and this thing.
Is there an MOQ on patches?
Usually
Yes.
100.
Not too bad. If I have to keep them in stock for a year, oh well. At least I'll have them.
That's what we do.
No, yeah, 100%. That's what I do with my stickers. The shirts and hoodies are made to order, which really saves me time and money. It's
Yeah.
good for
Yeah.
I can offer a diverse array. So, was that you guys that told me about Printful?
Yes.
It's like everything I owe to Luke.
No, bro. And
Yeah.
then I do have this on me. I'm not going through the whole thing because there's a lot in there. That's always with me. I love this bag.
Go to the main compartment.
Okay.
Just flash it quick.
Took it out just for the video, didn't you? Oh, you did take it out.
It's sitting underneath it. I saw it earlier in the backstage.
What's up, Neil? I did take it out earlier just to show them, so that's why it's not in here. So I was like, okay, gladly. Oh man,
Aerosol.
we talked about it. It's a super soaker.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
there
new
you go.
emoji.
Yes.
And then I guess I could show you my back seat. I've got water galore.
Oh, that's what that is.
It's not the backseat I wanted to see. Sorry,
I've got this sweet little fan right here too. Have you got yours yet, Drew?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know you showed earlier the USB rechargeable fans, but stealth camping, I don't bring it because it's more gear to bring in a small pack. But when I go on camping trips, my USB fan is something that I do not leave home without. It won't fit in my pocket.
Anywhere without a USB fan.
Need it, 100%.
Right. If nothing else, for white noise.
Nope. Pocket Theory. You did not. There's my car seat for my daughter. Some clothes. And some water.
I'm glad you
That's
want
it.
some Mexican water. Very patriotic of you.
And then I've got my generator right there and my fan. They're both electric.
So I text Luke. I said, "Hey, you got like a generator because he's been out of power because of the hurricane." And he goes, "Yeah, I got an electric one." I was like, "You're out of electricity. How do you have an electric?" Oh, boy,
No,
battery operated.
dude, these things are a lifesaver.
Oh, they're that small, huh?
Well, that's a different version. This is the bigger version from a different company. But the one I want to get is actually made by Anchor, and it's on sale right now for Prime Day early access. It's an 1800 watt, and it's on sale from 1,000 to 500 right now, 550, something like that.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
I'm like, dude, I would love to have that one because I could run my fridge, I could run a microwave, I might even be able to run an AC unit off of that sucker. Like, that would be legit.
Sam's over here like, AC. What are you guys talking about? You crazy?
I had a little Jackery knockoff one that I bought for the U-Haul Christmas stealth camp, and I'm not an electrician, but it was not high enough wattage to power 2 or 3 strands of Christmas lights for an hour and a half.
Dang.
Yeah.
I was sitting there in the dark in between getting clips shot and all that. It was one end table light bulb and then 2, if not 3 strands of Christmas lights. And I just wanted to be cheap with it. But it was terrible.
Berkshire Brothers just got a free fried chicken ad behind me when it went by.
I saw that too. A nice banner going behind.
A lot of those hardcore campers, though, they use a big power bank like that because, yeah, especially when you do like a nice truck build and all that stuff, or
Yeah.
a pop-up camper or something on wheels that's not self-propelled. Those are definitely essential, but I just don't have the gusto or the need to drop mad dough on it yet. But it's definitely something in the cards for sure.
And the cool
Yeah.
thing with the Anchor ones is they do solar panels too.
Mm-hmm.
So you can plug them up to solar panels. So if you got a truck build or something like that, you can throw panels up on the roof.
Yeah, I think that would be cool to have a big foldable array that you could just put on the roof for when you're actually at camp. Because people have a misconception that when it's not sunny, they don't charge. You're not going to get as full of a charge or as quick of a charge, but light itself is UV and all blah 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 without all the science. So, but I think the caveat is without full sunlight, you're not going to get as good of a charge. And if you buy a cheaper or not as nice, I guess is the best word to put it, solar panel, it's like you could buy the most expensive panel in the world and get crappy sun. But if you have full sun and a crappy panel, it's kind of like, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yep.
In my experience, anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I think the the Jenner Arc one that I have, which they changed their name since then, but is good. It's not as good as I would like it to be. Like I said, it's only 1,000 watts. For what I paid for it, for what it does, I would get the Anker one that I don't have over that any day. Especially since it's almost half off right now. It's like 45% off or something. But yeah, it's neither here nor there.
I'm reading Neil's post here. He could run his whole house for a month. Is that right?
Wow.
Dang.
So Pocket Theory, would you recommend not going with Blue Eddy for anything, or is it just a bad apple kind of thing? Or because I know someone that's looking into getting a Blue Eddy right now.
Yeah.
And while he types that up, I do want to talk more about the story time that we're about to go into. So Sam does skits on his channel, but then he's also very open about what's real and what's not real. He's not going to lie about what happened if it's fake or whatever. So I kind of want to get into this event that you had happen, because it was legit a scary situation. If you had an old bulb, you probably could have tossed it in their direction and seen them better. Yeah, just
that earlier. I think you said
I
that.
choose you.
That's exactly what I thought of. Pokemon.
Yeah, I think you said it. Yeah, backstage.
Right behind IWI flashbang. Hey, they're civilian legal. IWI. You just have to take their course.
Nice.
IWI.
No, so what happened to that area? Like, what made you pick that area, and then go into that a little bit, if you don't mind.
Well, first I want to say I have, the video is fake, but I'm talking about the video with Steve Wallace. That wasn't the real Steve Wallace. That was a cardboard cutout of Steve Wallace. So when you said I make fake content,
Well, no, I said you do skits. Like, there's skits that you do, but you let people know there's skits. Like, you're not hiding that.
No, oh yeah,
It was real.
yeah.
That wasn't him?
No, it was not. No. People were like, "What program do you use to edit all that stuff?" Because I told a couple. I'm obviously joking, but no, that wasn't really Steve Wallace. So, but
Be able to pull that up and show people.
it's a good one if you know who Steve is.
Huh? Yeah. Can you say hey to everybody?
These people walking by are probably, why is he waving at me?
Yeah. And then that's Mike, Luke, Sam.
What's your name?
What's your name? Huh? What's your name?
That's my name too.
Can you say your name? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, your name's 4. Who are you?
That's a pretty good movie.
Well, the other day it was my name is 2 because he turned 2 10 days ago. Who are you? Yeah. Okay. All right. Sam telling the story.
He's like, what?
You're telling me that's not really him?
No, it's not. It's fake.
That's a cardboard cutout?
It's cardboard cutout of Steve. Yeah, it's not real.
Oh.
I hate to ruin it for you.
Ah.
But it's so
Okay.
realistic.
It
I
is,
just
yeah.
had to make sure.
So he didn't sneak in the bathroom with you?
No, he did not. That was my favorite one to shoot though, because when out of all the skits, I mean, people were staring at me the whole time because I didn't. So that night, I didn't actually sleep there. I did all like the night scenes like in like a half-hour span once it was dark, because I'm like, I can camp and stealth camp, but if it's gonna be a fake video, I'm like, I'm not gonna sleep in this park just for no reason when I'm gonna do it. So I went back and shot the morning stuff the next day. But so that video, like you said, it's a skit. Everybody knew it, but so that's some of the inside baseball. I didn't actually sleep there that night, but the porta potty one, I got looks and people wondering what I was doing, dancing with him and spinning around and setting up the camera. The porta potty one, I kept it in there with me, and people were definitely like, "What is this guy doing?" Because it's a very public spot. And then the when I screamed, because I always shoot every scene like 2 or 3 times, maybe 4, and like I'll say it differently or try. So then I splice them all together, the best of all of them, and the screams and like the me throwing them out the door and slamming it, and coming in and out with the camera. People were, yeah. I felt how you are thinking about how that probably went down right now.
Were you embarrassed? Is what I want to know.
Kind of. It's like I have to kind of like shut that. Like it sounds weird, but like I kind of like yes, but I kind of like shut it off. It's like even when I'm like filming in a Walmart parking lot or wherever. It's like I'm just doing. I can't not. I have to be aware of what's going on around me, but I have to like just be in the zone doing what I'm doing, because A, it'll take away from the video, or B, be obvious that I'm kind of like not myself, and C, if I really, if I really wanted to care about how that all played out, I probably wouldn't be making these kind of videos to begin with.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't.
I think of the stuff that people put out there. Your stuff was like not as wild as some of the stuff I've seen. I mean, I watched. I won't say it too much, but I watched like these little skits of this guy and with a machine that made sounds come out of his rear end. Let's just say for hours. You imagine those skits that guy's goes through. Yours is like nothing, and people see the camera, and I think they know.
Yeah, well, because when they see me filming, I have a tripod and I set up my shots, and I'm like doing my thing. And even when I'm like walking around, whatever, I'm always holding a tripod. So even if it's my GoPro, or sometimes I use my phone, or I'm like scouting or whatever, I always have a bag on generally, and I always have a tripod. Versus some of those things you're referring to, and I'll sit there for 11 hours like a 4-year-old boy, screaming, laughing, pissing myself in bed. It's just simple stuff like that. But that's like, people get really egregious, like grocery stores and the mall and Home Depot and Target. And it's like, I'm all for laughing at the stuff, but if the shoe was on the other foot and someone was like dumping glitter on me in the broom aisle at Home Depot, like I'm not puffing my chest. I'm just saying like that would not, I hope the camera was running so they could go back and watch, the return of the Mac, so to speak.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of these filmed in Texas for reasons, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Well, the YouTuber, was that not in Texas?
Which one?
Debuted in the arm?
Probably. I don't know, man.
It was in Texas.
Oh no.
He was like, "Hey, man, why you texting my girl?" or something like that to like this DoorDash driver.
Yeah.
It was in the mall.
Yep.
Oh, I
like,
didn't know about that.
You need to back the fuck up. And the dude kept coming at him. He was like, "What, man? I'm about to go get my boys." And oh boy, freaking pew pew.
Mm-hmm. Quack, quack, quack.
Wow.
I don't think he got charged either.
No, he did. Well, initially he did, but he got acquitted. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're like, no, it was self-defense.
Yeah, like you can't play with people like that, man, because people don't know what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
They don't know you're joking, and that's unfortunate for everyone at that point, because now you just made that person do something they really don't want to do, and something really bad happened to you.
Yep. I literally just watched one a little bit ago. He was like in the Bronx or something, white guy, like nobody's business, trying to act hard, and had his hand in his hoodie, and he's like, "Hey man, you on my block? You about to get popped? You about to get popped?" It's like to these like guys that look like they would pop him very easily, and they're like, "Dude, get out of here!" And he's like, "What? You gonna get popped?" And pulls a freaking Coke can out of his hoodie. I'm like, bro. Whoa.
Yeah, I would want to mess around like that. That's yeah.
Like, that's
what Sam does. He shows that he's showing himself filming, so people know that this is what he's doing. Yeah, it's obvious. It's out there,
Yeah.
And even when I'm like going to scout the spots, and people, because a lot of times when I'm stealthing, it's like you have to blend in plain sight. Like there's 100 people in the parking lot, and I'm going to scout a bush or something, whatever. Obviously, I have to go to the bush, and people are going to see me at the bush, but I don't want them to think, what is this guy doing at the camera with a bush? So it's like, but I'm doing my thing. If you're going to buy eggs and milk, and I'm just shooting a video, like, no, I don't want anyone to ever think twice.
Yep.
But yeah, I agree though. Leave people alone. You know, like there's a line. There's a line. You could be funny and screw with
I
people.
see some of those videos, and if they're pretty extreme, I just block them. That way, their algorithm is not as
Isn't
good.
going out there and they don't keep doing it.
Yeah, because if
I can see
their
that.
algorithm's not good, and they're not getting the views, then they're going to stop.
Yeah.
And if they stop, then there's less of a chance of them getting hurt and then and somebody else hurting them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
But there's a difference between that and the skits that you do. The skits you do, in my opinion, are hilarious. And
Oh yeah.
Tell us about the what we were just talking about earlier, where you should have thrown one of those old bulbs that's at the person in your tent. Tell us about that a little bit. I'm curious.
So, like, what is this specific question? Or I mean, I could talk just about it, but
Yeah, tell us about, like, because in the video, you're in your tent and you hear people commotion. It's dark out and we don't know what time it is.
It was probably so. It was a weeknight. I think it was a Wednesday. Either way, it was a weeknight, and it was probably I think it was in January. Let me check the date on that. But I know it was like January or February. I'm just curious when I posted it in relation to the views and all that.
5 months ago.
Was it? So yeah, it was January 25th, because I know it was during the winter time inside baseball. I worked till 4:30 ish, and so I'd always be like jet stream or like jetting out the door. I'm trying to think of like some kind of my brain's not 100% today, so my metaphors are not great either. But I'm always jetting out the door, trying to get as much of my filming and stuff done while it's still daylight. So December, January, February were tough because I'm like just always fighting for light, and then I have to sit in the dark from like 7 o'clock till I'm ready to go to bed, and it's cold. But it was January, tail end of January, and it was later in the evening because I cooked and set up my little bivy tent thing. Ironically, that bivy tent, I've used it twice, and both times I used it, I got in trouble or that happened. I used it at the train tracks when I parked on private property like an idiot and the cops came. And then the next time I used it, or maybe I think I used it after that. So whatever, both times I used that bivy tent, it's bad luck. So I got to maybe set it up like in my front yard and sleep in there just to break the curse or something. A drunk driver will probably smoke me while I'm sleeping or something. No, God forbid.
Don't put that out there. Don't put that out. Knock on wood.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like those tents for one, personally, because they know exactly where you're at in the tent. Like, there's no guessing.
It's claustrophobic too. It really is. But for lightweight and just to like set something up, just to have a shelter, it's okay. But yeah, so it was around bedtime because I had crawled in there and I was laying in there for a while because that's what I do, whether it's 10 o'clock like tonight once I'm laying down and it's light out still, or just kind of playing my phone, and then I can't just be filming the whole time, and so I'm on Twitter or I'm like listening to a podcast or just whatever, and a lot of times responding to YouTube comments because I respond to all my comments. It's like a third job.
That's insane, dude.
Wow, it is. It takes a lot of time. When I'm sitting on the John is my most profound YouTube enlightenment.
That's the modern day zine.
Yeah, literally. So I don't know what time it was. I think it was probably between 9 and 10, something like that. But I started hearing, like, you're always out in the woods and you hear like someone step. That's what they say. Things that are small, like squirrels and raccoons, like things that are small sound big because they're not like predators or alpha dominating. Like a squirrel steps on a branch or a raccoon falls out of a tree, whatever. They're not really trying to be stealthy because they're vegetarian. They're not. You don't have to chase an acorn or a leaf or whatever. They say big prey or big predators are quiet, like bears and foxes, and because they have to be stealthy to hunt. So I started hearing stuff, but it didn't sound like. There's also like a difference between a human footfall and like an animal footfall, and you can tell pretty quickly what something is. It's not like, I can't say if it's a coon or a raccoon or a squirrel or a hamster, but you can tell if it's something on 2 legs or something on 4 just by the way it walks and like the distance between the steps and how it kind of carries itself. And this just comes from sleeping in the woods for 300 some nights and watching a lot of Survivor Man and stuff like that. But
Naked and afraid for life. No.
I guess Yeah, but that's just like it's like the Jersey Shore of outdoor stuff.
Yeah.
But
See, I'm a hunter, so I get totally what you mean though. When you're out there, you can tell the difference between that. Except you can't tell the difference between a big white-tailed buck and a squirrel, though. You just can't.
Right. And they're just kind of prance around and do their thing.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of like shaking a little bit, just like thinking about it. I don't know. It gets on my nerve. Not gets on my nerves. It like just nerves me out a little bit. It feels like I just drank like a cup of coffee or something. But so I was just laying there playing on my phone, whatever, and I heard, a crack here, crack there, whatever, and then it just sounded like it was getting very, very close. And like, so I'd have to go. I've only watched the video the whole way through. I always do like a review before I upload, then I'll watch it like once or twice the day or two it's uploaded, just to like. But I think I've only watched it through one time since. Because I'm also kind of embarrassed by it, the way I kind of handled myself a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I think I overreacted, maybe a little bit. I don't know.
I don't think you did. I mean,
I don't think so either.
But I've seen lots of clips. Like it's hundreds of thousands of, not hundreds of thousands, but dozens of people have featured it in compilations and on TikTok and on Instagram, little edits and stuff. So that's been kind of fun to see. But I haven't watched the whole thing the whole way through in months. But so whatever they were, started like, I think there was two people, because it was like I'd hear something here, then hear something here, but then it would be like together. It was like super strange. And I think I kind of iterate that in the video.
You did.
Yep.
And so it's like, then I hear and feel like them pushing down on the tent, and then like they grab, it's like two round tent poles, one at the head of the tent, one at the foot of the tent. Like it's narrower, and one's like, one loop is like 2 feet tall, one's like 3 feet tall, and they start like kind of pulling with those. And then
I want to stop you right there for a second. When they did that, what was going through your mind? Like,
where's my knife? Where's my knife? I have a knife. Where's my
The Chicago.
It's so funny, dude. Like that was literally the first thing you said. You're like, I have a knife. Where's my knife?
I have it, but I don't know where.
It was in my book bag, in my my top pouch of my book bag.
Well, see, what's funny, okay, I want to sidetrack for a second real fast on that, because you're like, dude, I'm going to lose this knife in the woods on accident, and I would feel really bad because it's a gift. And we're like, no, dude, it's got bright colors. It's fun. You're going to love it. And it's the perfect anti-stealth knife.
Yep.
Yep. It definitely is. That's why, like, I got my new phone. I got a bright blue phone case. My old one was gray. It's more of a neutral color. Anything along those lines, definitely want to. We were out, sidebar, my buddy and I, Uncle Canada, he's on the channel and all the fishing videos. We were out hiking into a fly fishing stream about 2 months ago, and he has our fly rods are 4 pieces, and they're brown or green or very neutral outdoor colors. If you don't have a line through it with a fly on the end, obviously, then hooked to like your fly tag thing, he didn't have any line in it, so he just had the 4 pieces put together with no line. So he got hung up on something, and it pulled his rod in half, of like a $200 fly rod. And so we, first fishing spot, we hiked in like 2 miles. We rode our bikes like 2 miles, and then hiked in like another 1.5 miles at least, like almost an hour to get to our first spot. And we get there, and without overstating his reaction, he realized he only had half of his rod. And I just split mine in half and put it in the back seat. He puts his in his case and does it all, then reties every time. It's just kind of like a lazy thing on my part, but it proved to me that day to always keep a line on, because I'll never lose half of my rod.
It's a good idea.
But he did end up finding it. I was like, are you going to go back to the car and get your other rod? Are you going to retrace your steps? And then I'm like on the phone with him like 45 minutes later. I'm like, I just got to go find him. I can't just let him be out in the woods by himself. And as he picks up the phone, I hear like, he just screams, F yes, thank you, mother FM. And then he hangs up. I'm like, okay, so he found me. Yeah, somehow. I was just walking right where we broke off this trail to go down to here instead of coming that way. Like, remember you pointed out that rock and tree, and let's go here. He's like, I stopped right there. Like, I'm never going to find it. Then I looked down and take a step, and it was right there.
Yeah.
So bright stuff is essential. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So you said that you were thinking, "Where's my knife? Where's my knife?" Obviously, you're in fear because you want to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, did you think that, like, were you thinking, were you trying to preemptively think about what their next move was, or you know, what was your full thought process on that?
So it was weird at the time because I didn't really feel threatened until I got out of the tent or like was sitting outside of the tent, because like I said it on camera and I was like all close and I had my phone light and I'm like, and then it occurred to me, like, whoever knows I'm in here knows I'm in here. They can hear me talking. They can probably see the light. It's like, it's no surprise that there's a tent it's no surprise that you see a tent and then someone's inside of it. I felt threatened, I guess, in my mind, but like it didn't like instinctually like kick in until I got outside of the tent. And at that point, people keep saying it was like supernatural or like a Sam Squam.
It was aliens. No.
Something, yeah. But I think it was just two dudes or something. But I could see them. It's like as I was getting out of the tent, because then it stopped as I'm like gathering myself and like getting out there with the light. And then they're like, I don't know if they walked or ran, but they were like 30 yards away, like behind these trees. And I could like see the outlines of them, but my flashlight's not powerful enough to like shine to actually see like what color shirts they were wearing, or if they were wearing, you know, a blue flannel or a green flannel. But then they just kept like standing there, and like it looked like they were like talking to each other, like hit each other on the arm or like whatever. And then I saw one of them. I could smell a cigarette. Like I said it in the video, I smell your cigarette. I see you. I smell your cigarette. I didn't see him light it, but I got the overwhelming smell of a cig. And then so that's how I know it's like a human. I believe in supernatural stuff, but not in the middle of the suburban Cleveland parks. But I saw a faint drag of a cig. And then at that point they were just standing there. So I like grabbed my Pelican case that had like all my camera gear, batteries, all that crazy stuff in there. And I was like, I knew which way I came in, but I didn't know which way I was heading in relation to where they were, because they were kind of like sort of like in the direction of where I came in.
Sure.
So I think I took just like the extra long way around. But as I was running and going out that way, I couldn't find the path that I was on. So that's why I kept tripping and falling over stuff and flickers and like a big swamp. But it's like they were following me out, but they kept their distance. So every time I would stop and look around and gather myself, I'm like, okay, they're gone. Then I would look up, and they were like on average, I don't know how to put a distance. It was 50 yards, sounds like too much, but like 10 yards is only
20 feet.
You know, 50 to 100 feet. I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
So they actually pursued you as you were leaving. You gathered your gear and you were leaving, and they pursued you.
And that was
some of his gear.
Well, some of his gear, yeah. I know a lot of those left back.
Just the expensive stuff, the camera gear and my phone. I left my tent, my dry bag. It's a 110 liter dry bag. That's like $200. The bivy tent, $40 or $60. My LLB and day pack is, so I mean, hundreds of dollars worth of gear, but like you're not gonna go take a book bag to a pawn shop even if it's worth $150, $200. So I mean, by definition, they pursued me. They weren't like chasing me down like full speed, even though I was like, because I wasn't even running. It might seem like I was sprinting, but I was hopping over logs and through thick crap and like ankle deep mud and water. And I think there was a little bit of snow on the ground, but so I wasn't like being chased full speed like they were chasing after me with pew pews or.
It was like a Jason scene, bro.
Kinda, yeah, but it was more like
slow motion.
Yeah, like stalking versus pursuing. Like
they were there. They were trying to figure out probably where you're going, or what do you think was going, like what was going through your brain or in your head when you're leaving? You know, this is kind of based off this question here. You know, and when you first got there, did you feel something wasn't right because you kept looking around? You know,
yes.
Did you feel like they were looking for something with you? Like what was going through your head when you were leaving?
I don't know if, as I was like straight up scared, kind of just like recklessly abandoning everything I was trying to do. Like,
you had the right to be scared. They just pulled your tent stakes.
Right. And
they closed your tent on you, and then they followed you out.
You can see that in the video of how I'm in there and it's up. And then I like roll over, I do something, and you can see like when I'm sitting up or leaning up, I was like laying on my side like this, filming with like the light up in my phone because I didn't have a O light at the time. and you could like see the tent is like resting on my head, or I'm like leaning up into it. And then when I like go to open the door, you can see I'm like holding the tent and the door kind of. I'm trying to picture. I think it was filming at my back, or I was filming it from the right side, or filming it from this side. But you could see they collapsed through the whole front pole thing.
Yeah.
And then in the morning when you go there, you could see it's like I'm like hyperventilating, like thinking about it, kind of like it's got me hyphy.
So that kind of goes into like my next question. Like, you were feeling like you were abandoning your gear, you were getting out of the woods, you were being pursued by what we know of two men, whatever. So going back on it, you still feel the same situation. Like, obviously, it seems like you're still kind of feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like have nightmares or like want to. I don't know. It's like hindsight's always 20/20. I just feel it was definitely not fun. It was kind of, and I don't know. It's hard to say. I was scared. I was just really.
Yeah, I don't. I would be. Heck yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm trying to
absolutely.
justify it or something. But the fact that, you meant, that's what I was thinking about. I paused there because I'm like, he made a good point that I wanted to touch on. When you said that I had a bad vibe, it's like when I got in there, it was like just like the setup was strange. Like I got back in there, it was like a warmer day and snow had just melted. There was like a little bit of snow and we had rain, so it was like 50 degrees, which is warm for January in Cleveland. And the air was warmer than the ground, so it was like super foggy, and like everything's dead and open. Like you could see pretty far, but you're still in the woods, so you can't see that far, but you could see more. But it's still just like it's very like Camp Green Lake or some kind of horror type thing. Camp Green Lake or something like that. But I had there's like a few people pointed it out, and when I started editing it too, I'm like, I can actually like set the groundwork for what's about to happen just based on what I was watching myself do. Like I'd be opening up my dry bag or like cooking my food, and just like I'd catch myself just like looking over here, and then just like I'd hear something and like stare.
And I think that's why people thought it was staged, because you had set the groundwork for it, and like it was. I know you didn't write it, but it was almost like you wrote it where it was like meant to happen.
Yeah, and seeing that, so there was an abandoned tent which happened right as I was walking back there too, and it didn't look like a recent abandoned tent. Like it had been there at least like through that winter because it was pretty roughed up. But then the next day when I went back, I found another abandoned tent. I don't know if I showed it in the video, but I think I went back to get my gear in the morning at like 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. and there was another abandoned tent like 50 yards the way that I properly came in and went out, like just off the trail the other way, because I was filming and looking towards where I wanted to camp. But like, so it was like to the veer left area open to here. But then as I was walking back out this way the next day, so it would have been my right going in, but my left as I was leaving, there was another abandoned tent that looked more recent, like 25 to 40 yards off the trail over there. And it looked like that one was fairly recent. So
you saw an abandoned one on the way in the first time,
right next to it. Like,
okay.
Almost on top of it, essentially.
That didn't like make you think in your head like, why is this abandoned or anything like that? That didn't like make you think at all?
Well, I think I pointed it out in the video. I think I literally said, I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said this is an abandoned tent. That's kind of weird. Or I think I mentioned it a couple times too, and that's kind of what I was saying when like you can watch when I was editing it the next day, and when I, like remember. Like, because I was like watching, I'm like, what am I looking at? I'm like, then I even said a few times, like, I feel like I'm being watched. Like, it was also, like I said, that like scene was like the fog, and I could see a little further because everything's dead. So like, there's no canopy, there's no bushes or shrubs, everything's dead. But it also gives off that like vibe. And so it's like, I don't know, I just had like not like hair standing on the back of my neck, like like to a T, but I just had that like
Sixth sense.
Something. Yeah, spidey senses were tingling. And then even going back the next day in the morning, it was like 10:30, 11, whatever it was, between like 9:30 and 11 a.m. And there's people around and walking their dogs and taking hikes and stuff. And I'm like, maybe a 2-minute walk or a loud yell from the nearest person, even in broad daylight. I'm like, I just don't want to be back here at all.
I was gonna say going back, I would have been shaking going back, getting your gear, not knowing what to expect. Because when you were going back, did you expect your stuff to be there?
No, honestly, I thought so the same thing had happened. I think it was after that with the train tracks video. I wanted to camp right in the woods off some tracks, parked on private property. The cops came, and I just said I was filming train, so I grabbed my camera and bailed. And I'm like, no one's gonna go back there and steal my gear. So I went back the next morning, same thing, just walked down the tracks this time, parked on the main road. But so same situation where I wasn't worried at all. But in this situation, I was like, because Jessica too, I called her at the car and I think she's on video. I have to go back and watch it. I should have watched it again before this conversation. But people's comments in the video saying Jessica doesn't love you. She wants to see you dead. Her boyfriend was over. She didn't want you to come home. Like all this nonsense.
Oh my God.
She said in so many words, I can't remember exactly what she said, but like, why don't you go back and get your gear? And I just respond to everyone. I'm like, I totally understand where you're getting that context from, but she had no clue what had just went down. Like I told whatever I said in the video, I got to go watch it again. I'm going to watch it after this, but I don't think I did a very good job explaining it. And if I under explained it or was very hyphy and over explained it, I definitely didn't paint the picture of the terror that I just went through.
Because she hasn't seen the video
Yeah.
either. I mean, us going into it, we know what you're going back in, and we could feel what you were feeling. I mean, to an extent,
Right.
And at this time, she doesn't know this. She hears what you said.
You just filmed Blair Witch Project, essentially.
That's exactly what I was thinking in my head. I was like, this is Blair Witch Project, and that freaked me out. I was like 11 years old when that came out.
I've never seen it. Never. I know like the whole like what is it, first person or third person, whatever, like group in the woods, whatever, in their thing. But no, to answer your question, and I'm sorry if I ramble, I start answering the question and then segue, but
no, you're good.
Fine.
The gear, you could have, if I had $100 in my pocket check, I would have put it on the table saying none of my stuff's going to be there, and everything was there. But it was hard to tell if it had been went through or not. I don't think so, because if you rifle through stuff, you're not going to just put it back, because my dry bag had some odds and ends in it that was all still in there, but it was like on its side, but I had it propped up against a tree. The tent was flattened and discombobulated, but I believe that could have been just because of how I kind of just threw it off myself more or less and left.
Yeah.
So everything was there, and I'm fairly confident that if they did mess with anything, they just kind of, I'm assuming if they did, they gave it a once over, like there's nothing here worth much.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Just a quick once over, and maybe they were thinking you were going to call the cops or something and come back for it.
Right. That's another thing people say.
I don't think so, though. I'm going to disagree with that. I don't think they thought you were coming back. If you saw 2 tents already during this whole event, I don't think these guys, this isn't their first rodeo.
No, if they're back there, they've been back there, or like they didn't just set up a couple hours.
So, do you think? I want to ask a question about that because it just popped in my head. Do you think that they have game cameras set up that link to their phones, like they live close by, and they're like, "Oh, someone's camping there again. Let's go mess with them."
Yeah, that's what I think.
It could be. It could be. Somebody could easily, even in like, we go fly fishing deep into PA, and a lot of it's private property that the owners let the Pennsylvania Department of Natural Resources and the fishery. It'll say hike-in only fishing or walk-in only fishing, courtesy of the landowner. And we've come across weird barbed wire structures and weird posted signs where you wouldn't even think a human has been in 100, that kind of stuff, and game cams. Whether it's because they have salt licks or corn a few stumps over, or because they're trying to follow a game trail that they've noticed when they're hunting and they want to see if they're trying to drive deer. I'm not a hunter, but I kind of know how it.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you relay the context of how it's done out in pure bush versus in like a suburban, closer to suburban anyway, setup, it's entirely possible. I mean, if I have a half-acre ranch house and we have 4 cameras inside and then a few more outside, or vice versa, I mean, who's to say somebody with a bunch of wooded property or property that backs up to wooded would not, just for the sake of personal safety, or you're allowed to hunt here, get permits from the city to hunt with a bow for deer if you have over 4 acres, or, so there's definitely bullet points that could be, that could line up with that. So I would say it's possible.
There's going to be a whole nother Blair Witch film off of this now. It's going to be Blair Witch Caretaker. And it's really the caretaker of the facility just messing with people.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say, I don't think they thought you were going to come back. They probably thought if they were out there, if you saw 2 other tents, those people abandoned those. They never came back.
Right.
So they probably figured they would come back later in the afternoon, and maybe you just beat them back. They were probably going to take your stuff. I mean, they probably figured they had plenty of time. No, those other 2 people didn't.
I work downtown Cleveland, and so I'm familiar with all the rough areas, and I'm familiar with the nice areas, and the campments. And I go to a lot of abandoned places just to check them out, like Urban Decay, and trying to find cool places to camp. And I'm a train guy, so that's always an industrial type area, that kind of stuff, without trying to paint a picture. But you'll see where people sleep, and obviously, do their things, whatever those things might be, beyond just sleeping, without getting into the accoutrement. The people are there at night, but in the day they are not. They're out trying to do whatever. I'm not going to make a list of things that people do, but that's a place for them to sleep, use their accoutrement.
Yeah.
In the daytime, they're not there. So your point being correct in the sense that if they're just using it as a place to sleep, it's off in the woods somewhere, it's nice and nestled away, and they can get in and out relatively unnoticed, and then during the daytime go about their business. I'm just making this up, they could work a day job at a factory or at McDonald's and then just not have a place to live and just go, there's 100 different, I could name reasons and arguments of why, who, what, but it's futile. But yeah, so I don't know. It's one of those things that will always be with.
Have you gone back?
No, not one time. So that
was my next question. Or do you plan on going back and getting like some self justification, like a self win by doing a successful stealth camp there at all?
So what I want to do, and so you hit me up last week, I think, Brother Luke, about coming on this week, and it's on my short list is to go back, and I want to do a rundown of it. Like people have taken my video and it's gotten me a lot of views and subscribers, but they do the TikTok play-by-play and the Instagram, or like Nuke's top 5 featured meetings, like a lot of big channels on YouTube. So the growth for the channel and the video itself has been driven organically by people stealing the content, which I had a problem with at first, but then when I saw the analytics, I'm like, steal it every day. Steal it every day. Yeah. Some people asked permission, and I was very pleased by that. But
nice.
When you asked me last week, it's been on my short list to make the rundown, like, okay, so here's where I walk in, and you could see the look on my face. Like, I look like an idiot, but I'm like happy, and I don't know, I'm about to eat Spam steaks and do whatever. But I also want to go back and actually spend the night there. So I was going to do that this week to coincide with this live, but just with because I usually film Tuesday nights or Wednesday nights for my Thursday upload. But where was I going? Oh, the weather. It rained pretty much Monday night through yesterday afternoon. It sounds like it's raining again out there right now.
Thanks to Luke's hurricane.
Hurricane Beryl or Daryl.
It's Beryl. I still have no power thanks to that hurricane.
Yeah, it's raining out there right now. I can hear it on my awning out there.
Your grandmother's awning?
Yeah, Grandma Dorothy. That's actually my great grandmother. She had a house like this with an awning, so it's a little shebang I threw out there. But I want to spend the night there. Part of me, I don't know if I should camp instead of a tent. Part of me wants to go there and just stay up all night. Just sit up against a tree and go cook my dinner, bring a little stool, not have a fire, nothing, just bring some O-lights and sit up against a tree and just like, I don't know.
He's like, all right, Zero, you get first watch.
Yeah, I'm thinking about bringing the dog too, honestly.
Yeah, I would.
Just to even just have a companion. But so.
Very important question, though. Please. Very, very important question.
Does he slow you down?
No, well, that too. You brought the Chicago last time. Which knife you bringing this time?
I think I'm gonna get like a Binford tool belt, multi-utility, and just be locked and loaded.
He's got a bandolier of just old bulbs. Just
Just old bulbs and a bunch of CDC knives around the belt.
Got the Corvid in, like, instead of folded, just have the Corvid in like some kind of sheath holster. Yeah, I think. I mean, it begs the question, and that's, if you look at the comments on there, there's like close to 6,000 comments, and half of those are mine. I respond to everybody, so you figure.
Oh yeah,
but still, 2,000 to 3,000 comments, and 60 to 70% of those are people giving me advice on what I should bring along with me for company's sake, to keep me not as a. I'm trying to like choose my EDC words.
I want you to bring it super soaker.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you had it. You had the most best tool with you, which was the Chicago. Can you imagine what those guys would have said? That would have been a Florida, like what is it? Florida man gets stabbed. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but by donut knife. I mean that would be.
Or they would see it and like immediately stop whatever they were doing, and be like, "Hey, let me ask you, where'd you get that?"
They would. and what would you say?
Donutknife.com.
Donut. Use my code while you're at it, sir.
Like, if they're still wanting to hurt me after, like, I have a vendor code too, 30% off.
Oh, yeah, exactly. See, but before you hurt me, sir, you would probably live. It would have probably been up there the next morning with you. You guys would be eating Spam together. And can you do me a favor and say sausage?
Hey, sausage.
Let's see. Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sam. If you give him a code that gives them 30% off, we're gonna know that something bad has happened to you, and we'll at least have their information.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh, there you go. Cover your tracks right there. Now we know.
Yeah. If those people ever saw the video, I often wonder that too. Like, if those people ever saw the video, because it's kind of made the rounds locally a little bit. I don't so that's one thing about my channel. I was a musician for a long time, and I was a filmmaker. I guess I still am, but I was, but I don't advertise it outside of, I'll post it in some Reddit subs and Facebook groups, but I do not go to work or go to family parties, and everyone knows about it now, the channel, but I don't it's not part of my shtick to go talk myself up and try to get subscribers. Like, social media and on the internet's one thing, because that's like the platform, but so point being is I'm not out there pushing it every day. Maybe I should be, honestly, but I don't, because I have a day job and hobbies and a life and a fiance, and so but the point being is that a lot of people have seen me on TikTok and on Nuke's Top 5 and Scare City USA, whatever big YouTube channels. And they're like, bro, like, this one kid at work that I've talked to, he's worked there for 10 years. I've been there 15 years. Maybe talked to him once when we're making salads or something in the break room. Just making that up. But dude, I saw you, my girlfriend and I, Saturday night, it was blah, blah, blah. And we're watching Nuke's Top 5 posted. So we finished watching whatever Wild and Out and put on Nuke's Top 5. And I'm like, dude, it's Sam. Sam is in the video.
He has a knife. No.
But he can't find it.
Right. He's and I don't know what to say to people though. I don't know how to, whether it's that or some of my cousins that are closer to my age or a little bit younger. I'm 32, but and aunts and then so it's kind of organically spread to my friends and family. It's it's not that I don't like talking about it, but not just that video, but just the channel and what I do in general. It's just I do what I do. I edit it, I upload it, and then that's where it is. It's weird to I don't know. I don't even know.
My channel's not near as big as yours. But when my friends and family or something like that, they're like, "Hey, how's your YouTube going?" Blah, blah. It's weird to talk about it because your friends and your family are not going to watch your stuff. I mean, you can tell them all day long. Yeah. It's the organic people, the people who know nothing, are going to watch it. My wife doesn't watch any of my YouTube stuff. She doesn't even know I'm going live right now with you guys.
When I was in music,
She thinks I'm working. No.
Yeah.
when I
She
was
really does. She texts me.
same thing. People like always were like, "Are you? So you're working on a new album and you're this, you're that? Like, let's listen to." And like, if you want to go check it out, go ahead. But I was just never like, I don't know. It's like, I want to say I like don't like to talk about myself, but then here I've been talking about myself for an hour and 25 minutes. That's what we're doing though, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
But that's another good point, another segue. But I was going to make another video soon too, and I'm going to email myself because I want to just make it and I can upload it whenever. It'll be easy to make. But I feel like it's a great point for creators in general, or people that own an EDC company, or some guy that owns a waffle cart or something. I don't have a lot of support from like, and that's why I want to make the video kind of clickbaity, but like nobody supports me or nobody cares or supports me.
Nobody cares.
But it's not directed at the audience. It's a PSA for like, hey, my best friend Brian and my beloved Uncle Kenny. I don't have a friend named Brian or an Uncle Kenny, by the way. But you know, like I tell them about my YouTube, or I show them my new rap song, and like they act like they care. But then Aunt Irene said Uncle Kenny called me a jackass, and why is he making hip hop, and why is he doing this? But
Are you Eminem?
or Twix? I'm left
No, he's more Mikey Mike than anything.
Oh, Monkey Mike and the Funk Brothers.
But it used to bum me out, and then it like flipped the script on me one day, and I don't know what the light bulb moment was. I don't know if there was a specific one or just a culmination of like 1,000 people commenting really nice things, and the channel growing to 15K, and my friends and family, and you know, some of them do, so it's not everybody, but so it's not directed at the audience, because people that watch and support are part of the audience.
Yep.
But it's like, if you're looking for support or validation from your people, like just quit while you're ahead, because you're just going to be let down and dejected, and you know, immediately. And once you can
So
put that,
true.
yeah, 100%. And you know, I'd rather have 1,000 views that are loyal, really cool people from all over the place, versus, you know, 3 of my best friends and my cousin and my, you know, Aunt Josephine be like, "Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you, and yeah, you're good to go." Like, it might feel better hearing that from them in the moment, but once you, like I said, once you like flip that switch or whatever, it's like, you know, Luke could tell me my video sucks, or my brother could tell me my video sucks now, and I take it the same way, like, good for you, I don't care. But if 6 months ago Luke telling me my videos are great and my cousin telling me my videos are great, it would have meant more for me coming from my cousin. You know what I'm trying to say?
Thanks for that.
And I look at it the same way. Like my mom, she might watch the video, but she's only gonna watch like 15 seconds. That she's not going to comment. She might forget to like it or something like that. You're not going to get a true, like, the algorithm is my parents, my family. None of that matters. Like you said, nobody cares.
No.
Your friends and family don't care.
It's not me being me. It's reality. Sorry.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I want to talk about that for a second too. I know exactly what you mean, because I haven't really advertised the YouTube channel a whole lot to family and stuff. I mean, they ask me how the knife company's going and stuff like that, and I tell them it's going great. You know, we have a very good community that's growing continuously and everything like that. But my dad hit me up the other day, and he's like, "Hey man, you know your brother and sister who are 7, they found your YouTube channel while they were scrolling through YouTube on the TV, and they're like, hey, that's our brother," like just randomly. And so that was really cool to know that they found the channel kind of on their own while looking at whatever.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, well, I'll try and be more PG just because I know they're 7 years old.
I did the same thing. And you want to, like, it's one of, like I said earlier, like, it's, I guess, full circle kind of, but like YouTube school and taking good advice and like what's working, make it work more for you, and what's not working, either change it to make it work for you or nix it. And that was one of those things was, you have a younger audience and you have people that didn't like to see me like taking peas, and you didn't like to have people that like loud, obtrusive cuts and noises. It's like, you gotta definitely got to listen to your audience and so listen to them, what they tell you. And like any kind of criticism, it could just be some loudmouth keyboard warrior. But if like 15 people say, hey, can you stop zooming in so much or something, then there's probably merit to that. Also, knowing who your audience is and the kind of content they watch and the related stuff. It's like I try to do it my own way, but you can emulate the good things and qualities of the genre or the niche and kind of, what I'm saying? It's all like that. It's like everyone just including me. I'm super impatient. Like if my channel could go like this tomorrow, I'd be stoked. But if you just keep going like this every day for like 5 years, it's a grind. But
yeah, I know what you mean. Like I was watching someone, I don't know. I watch a lot of stealth campers, and that's probably how I came across your videos. It was probably, just pushed in my algorithm because of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was you were live one day, and I just hopped in the live stream.
Yes. Yep.
And I was talking smack to Deep South EDC. I'm like, you better be from the South. If you're not, I'm gonna be upset because your name is Deep South EDC.
He's a really good kid.
He is a really good dude. But it was just like it was funny because you had trolls in there then.
Yeah.
And you've kind of gotten rid of them. And I told you, like, man, leave the trolls there because they're producing comments, man.
They are.
And they're producing you to go in the algorithm, whether you like it or not. They're good for the channel. They're good for the growth. So while trolls are not always fun, and some you do have to ban, but others, let them have their opinion. They're still watching.
Yeah.
Yep.
They kind of weed themselves out too, because I still respond to all the comments, but I used to I try to respond to everybody's comments as diligently and actually with substance as much as possible. Like if someone says, love the video, brother, keep going. I'm like, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But if someone asks a question or points something out or wants to know something or something, I want to counter their point or go in depth. Like I try to do that because I feel like in my brain, it's like if they're taking the time to watch and then ask a question or point something out or give a rundown, like they took the time, I got to give them back that same amount of time and they'll appreciate that. But when it comes to trolls, I used to have that mentality. I got to give the trolls the same thing. And now someone will be like, you shouldn't live anymore. You're a joke. You're an F, all that kind of mean stuff. If you're picking up what I'm trying to say, I'm like, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. You have a great day.
Yeah. And I did that this morning. So I used an audio clip or something in a short, and somebody agreed with it. It was like it was pretty nasty. And I was like, I don't know how to respond to it, but I don't have like I said, I don't get as many comments as you do, so don't think that like when I comment back, it takes me like one bathroom break.
I'd love to do. Once we get off here, send me the link and I'll definitely get on that. Sorry.
Well, I commented back. I was like, you have a great day and a great weekend, because I don't know how I'm supposed to respond to it. Like I'm not gonna like feed into it because it doesn't hurt me any. I know it's just a troll, but I say, have a great day, have a great weekend, and I just leave it at that because that's not going to affect me none.
And it weeds them out too.
Yeah.
Definitely you stop giving them like the number one thing. It's human nature to want to like stick up for yourself or argue back or just like the sky is blue. No, it's green. No, it's blue. No, it's green. Like the guy saying it's they want that.
It's purple. What are you talking about?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and the earth is flat.
They want that engagement. So their whole reason for trolling is just call it I'm trying to think of some metaphor, but I got nothing right now. I'm just so tired.
Makes them feel better about themselves. Makes them feel like they're a bigger person at the end of the day.
Or they're getting a reaction out of you. It's like, hey, I got this guy's all riled up like this stupid camping spam guy.
That's something that we learned a long time ago is when people make videos about you or troll you in the comment section or start spreading rumors about you, whatever they're going to do, it's not necessarily good advertising for you, but it's still a form of advertising if you want it to be or not. And eventually they're going to stop because you're not feeding them.
Yep.
Yeah, no, 100%.
If you were going to feed them, then you're definitely going to have more issues out of it.
It's one thing I've done even on like Steve Wallace's channel and Joe Robinette and Lost Lake, and people I subscribe to, various niches. I'll scroll through their videos sometimes just to see what their audience is saying, and even they get haters too.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Wallace, Salt of the Earth, kind of, you know, like we're not even going to use him as an example because I don't even want to have his name be associated with negativity because it's unfounded. You know, even just the biggest channel, Mr. Beast or something, you know, like pretty
300 million subs, bro.
Yeah.
Jesus.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't imagine how many comments are on there. I mean, if he gets 1 million comments, half of them are probably trolls. Like,
So
what are you even doing making this video? You know that's what's happening.
what are you gonna do when your channel hits 1 million comments? Are you gonna have 2 million comments because you replied to every single one?
I don't know,
Your
bro.
whole team.
He's going to be taking all of those laxers.
It pains me about it. It pains me to think about that because I feel like that's one of the things I have going for me and for our community. Because even if I'm the guy at like the top of the totem pole for the community, I still consider myself like a part of it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know some people hire people to respond to comments, but like,
It's not the same.
Like if I'm paying Luke $100 an hour to respond, whatever, I'm just making up to
You pay him
respond
$100.
That's my job right now.
right now.
An hour? I'm in, bro. Let's go.
It's like,
Sign me up.
you know, you're not getting like, even if I just, maybe that's all I'll have to do is just go through and heart them all. But even hearting them all takes time. But I want to read them all and respond. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Your screen's gonna break from hitting the heart button 1 million times per
Right.
video.
It'll get to that point. I have there's some insights and projections I used. Did you show me Social Blade too?
Oh yeah.
I'm saying everything is loot. All the good. Honestly, I'm not even saying it to like ride you, even though you make me moist. The sausage.
So
A lot of the good things that have happened, and it's come from you and from my other friend Brad Parks, Bushcraft Revolution or Bushcraft Evolution. Plug, shameless, but a lot of the good stuff, and I've shared a lot of the stuff I've learned along the way with other channels, and it's cool to see that using the advice. And
You gotta help each other grow. You gotta help each other, man.
what I was going to say is that a lot of the good, I can attribute a lot of the growth and longevity that's been forming from your reservoir of information. So,
Appreciate that, man. That
get
feels good to know.
Social Blade has me projected to go pretty far. So if it sticks to that, and it keeps like moving closer too. Like it's not like on January 1st you'll have X, and it'll be like a week later it'll be like on January 3rd you'll have more. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it's coming sooner instead of being pushed further away.
Yeah.
So, but that's not just like a guarantee that it's going to happen that way. It could die off.
Just a
you
projection.
go faster too.
But that's also, I have to keep pushing it. But based on what Social Blade says, I mean, if in my mind, if I keep doing what I'm doing, it's basically telling me what will happen if I keep doing that. And like you said, more than likely better and faster, but at least as like a baseline, there's that. So I don't know what I'm going to do, honestly. But then so responding to comments at that point is like the least of your worries. That's like,
So I think honestly, once you hit that level where you're getting 1 million comments, because it's gonna happen, bro. You're doing big things.
thank you.
You're gonna have to do like the first 100 comments that you reply to or something,
Like
and then people are gonna be competing to be the first 100 people.
Oh
know?
yeah, absolutely are.
Like, yeah, honestly, that's like a kind of a cool gimmick too. Like if I have 150,000, like, 5 of the first 25 comments win a free T-shirt, and then like people lining up just to slam 2,000 comments in the first 6 minutes to try to win it.
There you go.
I don't know. I often wonder too. I guess we're just kind of talking about random stuff now, but like, is it possible that could really get that far? That I just keep making?
That's good, man.
I think so. I mean, I'm looking at you. You're getting they're only giving you a B- though. I follow that baloney.
I think I've been at a B- since I started. Pretty sure.
Well, that
Well, I
means
mean,
that's a good thing then. You haven't
Look at
gone down.
Tri-State.
Yeah.
Look at Tri-State. I bet you he's probably in the same range, and he's about the same size.
But then who's like someone that's consistently like, what is Mr. Beast is gonna have like an A plus probably or
Oh,
something,
absolutely. Watch Mr. Beast have like an A minus.
or like a D or something. Yeah, like But even
A plus plus.
for Mr. Beast,
Who's that,
Not
Mr.
even
Beast?
joking. That is bananas.
for who? For Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, they probably just like have him specially. He's the only
Yeah.
person,
Yeah.
of all time.
They got him making on the low end $6.3 million on yearly earnings.
Oh, it's got. He probably makes that on every video. He probably makes a
Oh
million.
yeah,
Absolutely.
You figure
Absolutely.
George Clooney's getting $5 million to do Ocean's 26. Like Mr. Beast is actually relevant. Come on now.
I like Ocean.
Ocean's
I just
26.
watched that this weekend.
Ocean's 11 is good.
Bro, I have no power and my cell service is horrible at home. Like for some reason I can't even like scroll through Facebook on my phone at home. I don't get messages, nothing. Currently, yeah. So that's why I'm out in town right now, parked, so I can do the live with y'all. And I had to download movies onto my phone just to watch them. So I have the whole Jason Bourne series downloaded.
Nice.
The Civil War movie. What is I enjoy, so don't judge me, but I enjoy a good, like, lighthearted,
Notebook.
funny movie whenever I'm going to sleep. So, like, not The Notebook, but close to it. Anyone But You. It's a newer one that just came out. It's pretty good. Something like that, or Rudy, or 50 First Dates. Those are the top like
Rudy?
going to bed movie. Yeah, Rudy. That's a great movie to go to sleep to.
Oh, sorry, I swore. I love Rudy.
It's a great movie.
Best, yeah.
You know Samuel, who does our YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke likes to
We
call
give him a hard time. He tell me he looks like Sean Austin every day.
Yeah.
Jessica tells me that all the time. He puts a picture of Rudy when he's wearing his the jacket, and there's a side by side of me and Rudy, or Rudy and I, and then same thing with Sean Astin in 50 First Dates when he's wearing like the mesh football practice jersey.
I don't
Bro.
take steroids, or however he says it.
I wonder if it's on Facebook. I'll have to try and pull it up.
I'm telling you, I'm gonna buy Sam, like our Sam, a mesh T-shirt to wear for Halloween.
I'm not your Sam.
You're the other Sam. Sorry,
No, it's all good.
you're not
That's
on
all-
our staff.
Honestly-
You could be though. I
Me-
mean, if you were. Did I lose y'all?
I don't
No,
know.
I'm here. I'm
Okay.
looking for the photo of Rudy and I. I don't know if it's on Facebook or not. She had it somewhere.
Guardians of the Galaxy is another great one.
I don't know
Oh
if
yeah, that is definitely a good one.
I don't know where Drew went, by the way. He just like disappeared.
Typical Drew fashion.
So I know we're off topic, but that event you went through was absolutely crazy, man. And while I don't condone using knives to defend yourself in that situation, I get it. I understand. I would have been scared. I would have been nervous. I know that's not why we sent you the knife, but I'm glad you had something to make you feel a little more safe, man.
I mean, it definitely was nice to have, like you said, something. I can't sit here and say that I was extraordinarily. Sorry, I'm looking for this Rudy photo. I'm not scrolling to be rude, but I don't think I'm gonna find it. But
I mean, you would have picked up a stick or something. I mean, regardless what you had. So at the end
Right,
of
or-
the day.
He's gonna get some paracord and tie it to the end of the stick.
I think they. I'll never find this. I'll have to have Jessica. I'll text it to you later, Luke, and then you can like make a knife with the Rudy and me logo on the blade. I think it was nice to have something. I just don't. I have no justification for how I handled myself, other than I just was like, I'm getting the heck out of here.
You were scared, bro. You
Yeah.
had the right to be scared.
Rightfully
Right.
so.
But then what about like those Alpha Dog, SEAL Team 6 guys who have like all those people in other
Bro.
places where they are?
Bro, Let me ask you this.
I'm not battle tested. Sorry.
Let me ask you this, bro. You were confined in a small area
Yeah, like
where
four
the pins were pulled, and you were literally the best way I can describe it is you were inside of a trash bag at that point.
Yeah, literally.
And
Just a
you-
$60 trash bag.
Yeah, and you couldn't even get out. Like, I'm not saying that the tent was trash. I'm saying, like, there's
No,
no
yeah.
form to it. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like being.
It's like a nylon trash bag.
Yeah, you can't.
At least a
see what
trash
their
bag you
actions are.
Tear yourself out of that.
Maybe that's what I should have done. Just like hulked my way out, and
Just stab the tent and driven it down and open it up and like birthed yourself like what is that movie?
Ace Ventura,
Ace Ventura, yes, with the rhino.
the rhino. I don't think they can show that scene on TV anymore. I don't think.
He climbs out.
Mom covers the face.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the reason I haven't watched it is because I feel like I'm gonna go watch it and just cringe at myself all the time. I probably will. I cringe. That's another good point to make too, YouTube wise. I don't. Jessica says you watch yourself all the time. I'm like, no, it's like I edit it, I lived it, and then I edit it, and then I have to watch it, and then we do a premiere party. Her and I watch the video, and then I'll watch it like one more time the day it's uploaded. So it's like between shooting it and then that last time I watch it, I watched the whole thing through 5 times in like a 24 to 48 hour span. And then I don't think I've honestly gone back and watched most of my stuff. But I don't like watching myself. Same thing when I would make my music and my albums, I put that out. Maybe like once every few months I'll put on some old music that I made, and it's like I don't know. It's weird.
It's I don't know, man. I don't think you can not watch yourself though. Like, you have to go back and watch it and see if it was worthy of being live or whatever or on
Right.
there. And
I watch
the
myself
content's
just
good.
to make sure, like you said,
Yeah.
make sure. Should I put this out in the world?
Do I need to make this video private?
yeah. Maybe delete.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think you're doing good things. I think you're gonna go big, and I'm excited to call you a friend.
Yeah, you too. Obviously, I am holding my Chicago here, the birthplace, the Arkenstone of our. Because at this point we're friends, but also I consider myself a brand ambassador.
Yeah, I would say so.
So maybe we still got it. So what? So then my question for you all is, what is the next step for CDC? And then obviously my next step is to continue creating. So how can we go from spitballing lots of good things and then getting everything pen to paper and moving forward as a collaborative team? Like you guys,
I have some ways, and I want to run that by you backstage as soon as we finish here, because I think it's very doable and it's relatively inexpensive for everyone involved. That way, it's not such a big burden. What people don't realize, and I'm just going to put this out there. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm not going to say who or what or anything like that, but we were talking about their retail store where they do food, right? And they had to get a loan to buy all the machinery, which was practically the price of a new car. Okay.
Starting a business. Yeah.
So you think about that. They had to do that one time. We do that every time we run it. We do a knife run.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, that's insane to think about. Like, the first time I saw that much money go through the account, I was actually in the bathroom.
I'd be physically sick. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I was scrolling through Facebook, and I got an alert that much money left the account, and I didn't recognize who it went to. And I called Drew. I was like, bro, I think we just got hacked and we're screwed.
You're talking 5 figures. Yeah. High 5 figures.
Yeah. Like, it's no joke.
Yeah.
And so it's like, good gosh, man, like you never get used to it. So I think there's a better way to go about it, to where it's more affordable for everyone involved and for the community too as well. So I definitely will run that by you as soon as we get off the live.
For sure.
But before we end, Mike, is there anything you want to announce?
Donutknife.com, of course, as always.
And real quick, based on that.
Yeah.
So it's obviously it's common knowledge sprinkles are going away.
Yeah, sprinkles are going away, and we're moving to something different. We're going to start doing some lines, maybe some other stuff, and we have a lot of stuff planned.
Are you keeping donut knife?
Absolutely, because our
Yeah.
knives are named after different donut history.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't know if like even if I should be asking that publicly, but I'm like donut knife, like you guys got to keep that. That's what.
And it's only the knives that will not be going sprinkles, but doesn't mean they're not going to be donut. There's designs in the back end that a few of us have seen that doesn't mean sprinkles. There's more than just sprinkles on donuts. I mean, there's a lot of different donuts out there.
Like scented, like chocolate scented knives, or like vanilla.
Ooh.
We do have scented oil that we came out with a while back, and we're sold out. We had to order more. So, and it smells like blueberry donuts. So when you put that on your pivot lube, it freaking smells amazing. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Not food safe.
So I shouldn't oil up my knife with the blueberry, then go cut my Spam steaks with it.
No, don't do that. Don't recommend.
No, it's not the. I didn't really lick it, just so you know. I'm being funny. But you can oil your knives with just like coconut oil and stuff too. If you did one, I wouldn't say lube it though. But there are people who do that.
Your flow, it just occurred to me, and I don't even know if I should be asking company stuff live. I'm not behind the scenes, so like when he's talking about
You're good.
rules and stuff that might or might not be coming out, I'm like, I have so many questions. Oh wait, should I have said that? Like,
You're good, man. So Mike advertised donutknife.com. I want to advertise his channel, his YouTube channel, Barbarian Brownie, however you say it. I'm never going to get it right because
Michal
Brownie.
Llamas Brown.
And it's actually Brownie, but I'm going to keep
Brown.
saying Brawny.
It sounds cooler that way.
Yeah, he's you got the brawn. No, so he's got an Instagram, a YouTube, great stuff. He does all of our photography for us, unless it's on the fly, like at Blade Show and stuff like that, until he can make it out there. I want to advertise Northwest Wind as well, Sam, and I'm going to let him do an advertising as well at the very end of this. So definitely go check out his channel. Lots of great content. You can get swag and stuff that he has. Just a bunch of great things. And donutknife.com, like Mike said, there's lots of stuff on there. We're sold out of a lot of things. Anything with sprinkled knives are going away. You will not be able to get that again once they're gone off the website. So snag them while you can. Feel free to use code SAUSAGE, which is Sam's code.
Sausage.
you can buy a knife and have some money left over to buy sausage, and as soon as you get the sausage, you can use the new knife.
Yes. So, Sam, if you would give us whatever you want to promote, and then close us out with your sausage and pepper speech, however you do it, and I'll let you close it today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Very nice to meet you too, Mike. And that was your channel trailer playing that loud noise a second ago. I don't know if it came through or not, but
I didn't hear it.
But yeah, appreciate it. The Northwest Wind YouTube. I'm on Instagram as well. My socials, if you want to follow me there. I reply to every comment and email, Instagram message comment. So if you want to get in touch with me or have questions, any of that, feel free to hit me up. My heart is an open book, open door policy. Videos, new videos every Thursday at 6 p.m. Count on it. And you know, that's all I can advertise about me. But yeah, I said it. I try to do a CDC commercial in every video, if not every other video. And I said it last night. I told Luke too, and I made 2 pre-orders in the last week because I'm like, I need to get my sprinkles in before they are gone. So get your, I think you said there's a handful of Chicago's left. I think
there's like 3, maybe.
They're all gone, aren't they? I think the concepts.
I think the concepts are gone.
I think so.
There's like 3 blacked out Chicago's, maybe 4. I'm not 100% sure on that. There's less than 30 of the CJRBs, which are the reverse Tonto ones. There's only 18 of the sprinkled outbreaks left. And that is a premium knife, like premium. That's titanium with Magna Cut, made by Bestech, which is awesome. So it's top of the line. You already know it.
So yeah, just like he said, get your and that's what I'm closing it out for you. Get your sprinkles while they're still there. I forget what is that one called again?
The Munchkin.
Right. I pre-ordered that yesterday, so I'm excited for that. I have no idea what use that'll have for me, but honestly, if I ever get attacked in the woods again, I'm pulling out that one. Where's my knife? Like, there's no like that's
This is
great.
for your 10.
I honestly should buy two of them, or just like 4 of them, and put them between each webbing on my fingers, and just be like Wolverine.
Hey, Mike, do you have both of the colorways on that?
These are actually stake tents. You
Like,
wrap your paracord around there.
yeah,
These are
they're
steak
tents.
It's not a bad idea.
Put them both together and then grab them. It's like a double blade.
I'm gonna cut myself live.
I have no practical use for that thing, but I could not pass it up. Oh yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about. I think
no. Stack them on top of each other. I told you, I was like, this is the next one.
Oh, well, that would be wicked.
Redonkulous, yeah, like some. Can you make or brass knuckles? Can you make brass knuckles?
No, I don't think so.
No,
They're not legal in so many states.
is that accurate?
Yeah.
Not my state, they ain't legal.
But
Well, give us the outro. Your outro, man.
yeah, one last time. Northwest Wind, Crispy Donut Community, Northwest Wind YouTube, DonutKnife.com, Barbarian Brawny. I think that's the name of your channel. Yeah,
Yep.
I'm gonna subscribe here in a second. I pulled it up. Barbarian Brawny, Northwest Wind, DonutKnife.com, and get your sprinkles now. Like you heard me say it. I grabbed all mine. I got to talk to Luke about getting my hands on a couple others that are no longer for sale. But yeah, you go down there and you hit the little button on the channel. It says subscribe, and it looks like a sausage. It's a little button like this, horizontal. It's a, kind of small, large, depending on the size of your screen, phone, whatnot. Sausage looking button. It says subscribe. You click the sausage, you're subscribed. And right over there, I like sausage and I like peppers with it. Sausage and peppers. You got your sausage subscribe. Next to it is a little bell icon. It looks like a pepper. Sausage subscribe. You click that. Boom. You click the sausage bell. Subscribe. Bell peppers. Notification. Sausage subscribe. Bell peppers equals. I put up a new video. CDC makes an announcement where they got Sam out there in Atlanta trying to cut some flank steaks with the Chicago, and Barbarian Brawny took some nice photos, and he's got the portrait mode on his phone. And he's like, Luke, I'm gonna love me. Subscribe sausage, bell peppers, sausage and peppers. Go get your sprinkles. If you don't get your sprinkles, then I don't know what to tell you. You've seen me cut Spam with these, cut sausage with these, with the sprinkles, sausage and pepper sprinkles, knives. I'm just gonna stop now, but I'm gonna leave it off there. Sprinkles, subscribe, sausage. Thank you. Go get your sprinkles. Go get your.
Y'all have a wonderful weekend.